How do you day trade futures? What are they? What platforms do you use? How do you trade futures without using your own capital? I'm going to cover all of that in this video, but first, make sure you smash that like button with extreme authority and that subscribe button if you want more content, because we're going to be slamming this channel full of content every single day. So you do not want to miss that. So be sure to give all of your energy to that like button and that subscribe button. Let's get into the video. A futures contract is basically an agreement to buy a specific amount of an underlying asset at a predetermined price on a specified future date. You're speculating on whether that contract's going to go up or down to that future price. To enter a futures contract, you have to have a specific amount of margin in your brokerage, and every brokerage is different, but you'll have to have a little bit of margin in there to cover all of your losses. And that margin is a fraction of the total contract's value. And if losses occur, you have to have that specific amount of margin in your account to even enter a futures contract. This basically means that futures are highly leveraged. You don't have to have the full value of that contract in your account. All you have to do is have a little bit of margin to cover potential losses. Now, with that being said, futures are highly leveraged. So you can lose a lot of money, but you can also make a lot of money. So it's very important to control your risk. Now, there are tons of different futures that you can actually trade. We're talking about a global market. I'm going to share my screen here and show you exactly what it is that I'm talking about. We have corn futures, soybean futures. These are all in agriculture, right? We can go to energy, where you can trade crude oil, gasoline futures. You can go to equities, which is actually what I trade. You can do the E-mini S&P 500, the NASDAQ 100, the Dow, yen, Russell. There are so many different futures out there. You can go down to Forex, right? You have the Forex futures. You have interest rate futures, metals like gold, silver, platinum, copper, there's aluminum. There's so many different futures out there for you to trade. So the best advice that anybody could give you is stick to what you know. Do you pay attention to a lot of things in the energy sector like crude oil and gasoline? Do you pay attention to equities in the S&P 500 or the NASDAQ? Do you pay attention to like the agriculture or the metals like gold futures or platinum futures? Figure out what it is that you're good at and what you pay attention to the most, and then start diving in and day trading those specific futures, because you're going to understand what's happening in those markets when news comes out or people come out and important people speaking on very important topics. You're going to understand what moves the market, what affects the market in those areas. So stick to what you know. That's the best advice anybody could ever give you. Now, price moves in many different ways on all of these different futures. Now, I'm an equities trader, so I'm specifically going to give you an example on the NASDAQ and S&P 500 because those are what I trade. But do your own research and figure out which futures you're going to trade and how they move and what 1 point equals on the micros and the minis. So with that said, in futures contracts, there are micros and there are minis. Now, futures move in point system, not dollar value. So if I'm trading the S&P 500 or the ES and I'm trading the mini contracts, 1 point equals $50. So if I get in a price at say 450.40, right, and the price then goes up to, let's say, 450.42, that would be 2 points on the ES, and I would make $100. Now, if that is too heavy and too aggressive for you, you can always go to the micro contracts. They are a little bit smaller, where 1 point equals $5. So if I get in at 45.40 again, and then I let it go up to 45.42, that would be 2 points, and I would have made $10. Now, the ES moves a little bit slower than the NASDAQ. A lot of people like the ES or the NASDAQ because it's a little bit slower, a little bit cleaner movement. It's not as bouncy as the NASDAQ. If you're a NASDAQ trader, you are a complete psycho. I'm a NASDAQ trader. I am a psycho. I like the fast, aggressive movements and being able to capitalize on that. Now, that is not for every trader because it is extremely volatile. So if I'm trading the NASDAQ mini contract, 1 point equals $20. Now, it is very common for the NASDAQ to move 10, 20, 30, even 40 points in a matter of a minute. So scalping the NASDAQ is a very good strategy and one that I actually stick to. It moves very quickly. So if I get into a contract, I think the contract's in the 14,000s now on point system. So if I get in a contract at say, let's just say 14,500, right? And we know that 1 point equals $20. Well, if it goes up to, let's just say 15,000, what I say 15,500, so 15,520, right? That'd be 20 points. That'd be $400, right? 20 points on the NASDAQ mini contract is $400. And then a loss, if it goes down 20 points, I would have lost $400. It is extremely volatile. It can move 20 points in seconds. But if you don't like that kind of aggression, you can always go trade the micro contract where it is $2 a point. So then if I get in at 15,500 and then it goes to 15,010, I would have made 20 bucks because it just went up 10 points and it's $2 per point. But again, I'm going to re-emphasize that the NASDAQ is extremely volatile. It moves very, very fast, which is why a lot of people don't actually like trading it. They'll go trade the S&P 500. But me, however, being the psycho that I am, I like the NASDAQ. And if you like the NASDAQ too, you're completely insane. And that's okay. I'm right there with you. Now, this is where things get a little bit spicy and different than trading, say, options or stocks. The futures market is open 23 hours a day. They're closed from 5 p.m. Eastern to 6 p.m. Eastern time, which means that you can trade basically 23 hours a day. This is especially great for people that work a full-time job. Say if you work at a 9-to-5 job, right, you can't trade the morning session. You can always come home after work and trade the evening session or overnight sessions to make a little bit of money. So this is great for people that can't take off or trade their regular trading hours and work a full-time job and want to make some extra income on the side when they get home after dinner or whatever. Can come home and sit in their chair and trade futures. This is why a lot of traders are navigating towards futures, because stocks are only open from 9:30 to 4 p.m. Eastern time, and then it's closed down and you can't trade after that. So that's why people that work jobs, they can't day trade stocks or options because the market's already closed by the time they get home from work. The futures market, however, you can come home after your full-time 9-to-5 job and actually trade futures in the evening and overnight where you can make a little bit of money. It's not as volatile during those times, but however, it is open to where you can trade. Now, in the next part of this video, we're going to dive into how you can actually trade futures without using your own capital. This is very, very popular. A lot of people are navigating to this, and that is using a prop firm. A prop firm is essentially a funding firm that gives you an evaluation account to where you have to meet a certain profit target. And once you pass that evaluation, they will hand you a funded account to where you can then make real capital. And this is absolutely no risk to you. There's a monthly fee tied to the evaluation, but once you pass the evaluation, that fee goes away and they hand you a real live funded account. Once you start making money in that funded account, you can then withdraw profits and pay yourself or start funding your own personal trading account. This is extremely powerful if you are just learning how to day trade futures, because futures do tend to wreck a lot of people that don't know how to trade futures or are new and coming into the market. So this will teach you how to trade futures without using your own capital. Who would have thought that this would ever be a thing? It's one of those too good to be true, but it's actually true. So if you want to dive into trading futures without using your own capital, make sure to check out a prop firm. In fact, I'm going to show you a prop firm here that I use that I absolutely love. Now, there's tons of prop firms out there. Make sure to do your own research. Don't just go hop into any prop firm. But I'm going to show you a very reputable prop firm, one that I use, that I back 100%. I know a lot of them personally. I've worked with them on the back end on their marketing. They're a very good company. I'm going to share my screen here and show you what I'm talking about. This is TopStep. All right, TopStep is one of the prop firms that I use. You can scroll down here. You can see their account sizes. So they have a $50,000 account, $100,000 account, $150,000 account, and the price points, and then gives you the profit target that you have to meet in each. These are the evaluation accounts. So when you choose which one you want, all you have to do is meet the profit target one time. There's only one step, right? You meet the profit target one time, and then you pass the evaluation, and they will give you a live funded account. This is extremely powerful, and they have so many different resources for new traders, where they have like a Discord chat room, free coaching, prep trading, Facebook community, educational courses. There's so many different resources that TopStep offers you, and their support system is top tier. No other prop firm has a support system that even comes close to TopStep's. So if you want to check out TopStep, you want to get into a prop firm, I definitely recommend you go check them out. There's a link in the description for you to click on to go buy it. It helps me out a ton if you click on that link and you actually purchase a combine. So click that link to help me out a little bit. Now, one of the cool things that you can do with TopStep is you can trade multiple accounts at once, right? You can get 3 evaluations, pass all of them, and have 3 live funded accounts. And then you can use a trade copier that allows you to trade them all at the exact same time. This just gives you more leverage and allows you to make a little bit more money, but at the same time, you can also lose a lot more money. But if you're trading 3 accounts and say you make $500 a day, that $500 is actually $1,500 because you made 500 in 3 accounts. So you can see how much extra leverage you can give yourself if you actually trade more accounts. However, I recommend starting with one just to hone in on a strategy first. And when you start to feel comfortable and you develop a strategy, then start adding on more accounts. And one of the best things you can do, how I use a prop firm, what's helped me out a ton is I'm using a prop firm to actually fund multiple projects. I'm funding my own personal account, my own personal day trading account. I'm funding a swing trading account. I'm funding real estate. There's so many different projects you can fund using a prop firm and not using your own capital. So this is a great way for you to really jump in and get ahead of the curve and start making some money and funding things that you want to get funded. Now, let's jump into the platform that I use to day trade futures. I use Quantower right now, but I also use Tradeovate. We'll jump into both. This is Quantower. Quantower is an extremely powerful platform. I love the layouts. I love how all the tools that they offer, buying and selling, everything is so user-friendly to use. And so Quantower is extremely powerful. Definitely recommend it if you want to jump in and trading futures. The other platform I use is Tradeovate. Tradeovate is another very popular platform. It's probably the favorite platform out of most futures traders. Again, it's very user friendly. Tradeovate makes it super easy to buy and sell and add indicators and use all of their tools. It is an awesome platform, visually appealing as well. So I definitely recommend checking out Tradeovate as a platform of your choice to trade futures. Just make sure you do your own research. There's tons of different platforms out there. You might find something that you like more so than what I use. So just do your own research and figure out what platform you want to use because everybody has their own taste. So with that being said, guys, if you like this kind of content, be sure to smash the like button with extreme aggression, extreme authority. It helps me out a ton. It's a free way to support the channel. Hit that like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel if you want more content just like this, because guys, I'm telling you, we are going to blow this account up. There's going to be tons of videos coming and you do not want to miss them, and they're all based around day trading. So with that being said, subscribe to the YouTube channel and I will see you in the next video. Cheers.